What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the DEP program. The DEP program is the last step in the 5 steps of getting into the military. Step number 1 is choosing your branch. Step number 2 is talking to a recruiter. Step number 3 is actually taking your ASVAB. Step number 4 is MEPS, and this is the final and 5th step, the DEP program. DEP stands for Delayed Entry Program. If you want any information on any of the other 4 steps, make sure to go watch my videos. I tried to explain in detail each step to kind of help you guys out and give you some detailed knowledge about what every step is like. So if any of you remember from my MEPS Experience Part 2 video, at the end of that video, I made a phone call to my recruiter, which more than likely you will have to call your recruiter as well, as long as you swear into MEPS, or as long as you swear into the DEP program at MEPS, because that swear-in ceremony at MEPS is you swearing into the DEP. DEP stands for the Delayed Entry Program. What that means is literally what the name says it is. It is a delayed entry program because now you have officially made all the requirements to be in the military. So you're now putting into a program that you're waiting for your ship date. That's honestly all you're doing. Or I guess that's the main focus, is you are waiting for a ship date. Now during that waiting period, you have DEP calls. DEP calls are at least once a month. My DEP calls, I've only had 2. They have been every 3rd Thursday of the month. I had one in May and I just had one yesterday. Today is June 21st. I had one yesterday, June 20th. The one I had in May, I think it was like May 17th or something of that sort. I'm not sure. But my DEP call in May was a lot different. DEP calls are usually with your recruiter at their office. Now what you do is everybody that's in the DEP meets at the recruiter's office. You guys talk, kind of see how you're doing. You check in again, you do a height and weight. Which that reminds me, every week that you're in the DEP, if you're not 10 pounds under your max weight already, every single week you will check in with your recruiter, because while you're waiting in the DEP, you have to get down to where you're at least 10 pounds under your maximum weight. Maximum allowed weight, that is. My maximum allowed weight is 170 pounds. This morning I was 158.8, so I'm under the 10 pounds. But yesterday at my DEP call, my recruiter still took my weight, because DEP calls kind of void that rule, I guess. At DEP calls, it doesn't matter if you are 10 pounds under, everybody gets weighed. I assume it's kind of a formality thing so that people don't feel left out, so that everybody gets weighed across the board. During the DEP, you are basically on hazard watch. What I mean by that is that anything you do wrong can get you kicked out of the DEP, or DEP discharge as it's also known. You don't want that. Ways to avoid that are: don't get traffic tickets, don't speed, if you're underage, don't get caught drinking, don't drink, actually, just don't. Underage drinking is one of the most prominent things that get people discharged from the military, and if you get discharged in the DEP, that kind of says something. So yeah, don't underage drink. Don't do any drugs either. That's not a good idea. Be mindful that you will get drug tested again. The common question I've seen is, how long do people spend in DEP? From my own personal experience, I've only been in DEP for about 2 months. I got my shipping date within 3 weeks of being in the DEP, because I signed my job contract within about those 3 weeks. What is my job? Some of you might have catched the actual ASFC, which that stands for Air Force Specialty Code, in a previous video. I only gave the number and letter thing. I didn't actually say what it was. Stay tuned, because I will be making a video about that. If anything happens to you in your time in DEP, let your recruiter know. What I mean by that is anything legal, any citations, let them know. Any issues that may happen with your family, God forbid, but let's say one of your family members passes away and you have to go take care of a funeral, let your recruiter know. Obviously it would affect your ship date, but if you need to take that time, be aware that talking to your recruiter is a lot better than just going AWOL. Another question some people throw out there is, can I back out once I'm in the DEP? Let's say for some reason, you just don't feel like you have what it takes anymore. Maybe you found some opportunity that's better in your opinion, and you feel like taking it. Can you back out? Yes, you can. Now, I personally wouldn't recommend it because it doesn't look good, but the option does exist. The thing I will say is that if you do back out once you are in the DEP, and someday you actually feel like, oh, you know what, maybe I messed up by backing out when I was in the DEP, your chances of having a recruiter that is willing to work with you are very, very low. Now, from what I've gathered, there's not actually a blacklist, but recruiters will be notified that you are a DEP risk. So, kind of look at your chances if you decide to do that. So yeah, that's about all that DEP is, honestly. If I'm forgetting anything and you guys find out anything else, let me know in the comments, please. I still feel fairly new to this. Again, for those of you watching, I do ship June 25th, so I'm trying to roll out these videos as soon as I can. Kind of bear with me though. I'm not the greatest or fastest at editing, but I try my best. I plan on going more into depth about the actual DEP calls themselves in the next video. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for your guys' support. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this. If you know anybody that's thinking of joining, or if you yourself are actually thinking of joining, make sure to watch all my other videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.